Hello, boys and girls. It's so great to see all of you. Y'all, can you believe we only have a couple more weeks of school until summertime? That's crazy. Are you excited for summer? I'm excited for summer, but I sure do miss all of you. I miss being at school together. I miss your sweet hugs in the morning, and I miss getting to see all the great things that you guys get to do in class with your teachers. Boys and girls, we're going to get to do that very soon together again, and I'm so excited for those days that we can all be together as a school at Pinnacle again. In the meantime, I got to thinking about the fact that I really probably have only enough time to share maybe just one more Bible story with all of you this year. So I really started thinking and praying through what should I share with all of you, and then I figured out what it was I needed to share. So I want to share with y'all a story. It's one of my all-time favorite stories from the Bible. And it's the time when Joshua led the people of Israel into the promised land. So this is after the time that Moses led the Israelites out of slavery, out of Egypt. And they wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. For 40 years they were homeless, just living in tents, moving here and there. God took care of his people during them, but the people just grumbled and complained. At one point, they even said, "We just want to be slaves again. We don't want to be free. Just take us back to Egypt." They forgot how faithful God was, how much he loved them, and how he took care of their every needs while they were during that time. Boys and girls, the story today, it starts when they're getting ready to cross into the promised land. After these 40 years are over, it's time for them to be home in the land that God prepared for them. Moses has died, and Joshua is now the leader of Israel. So the story picks up in chapter 4. I'm going to read this first little part to you. It says, "When the whole nation had finished crossing the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, 'Choose 12 men from among the people, one from each tribe, and tell them to take up 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan River, from right where the priest stood, to carry them over with you and put them down in the place where you stay tonight.'" So the people were ready to cross the Jordan River, and God performed a great miracle. When the Ark of the Covenant went to cross, when the priest went to carry it over the river, God parted the river just like he did the sea. All the tribes of Israel crossed across the Jordan River on dry ground. So this is what he's talking about here. He continues and says, "So Joshua called together the 12 men he appointed from the Israelites, one from each tribe, and said to them, 'Go over before the ark of the Lord your God into the middle of the Jordan River. Each of you is to take up a stone on his shoulder, according to the number of tribes of the Israelites, to serve as a sign among you. In the future, when your children ask you, 'What do these stones mean?' tell them that the flow of the Jordan River was cut off before the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord. When it crossed the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan were cut off. These stones are to be a memorial to the people of Israel forever." So a lot like the Israelites went through some hard things. They probably wanted to forget that time that they spent in the wilderness. But you know what? God didn't want them to forget that time. He wanted them to remember what God had carried them through, how much he loved them and took care of them during that time, and how he provided for them. He wanted them to take stones and to build a memorial so that they could remember God's faithfulness and protection over them. So boys and girls, I thought it would be pretty neat for us to put together memorials so we can remember this season that we've gone through. I got some rocks here, and I'm going to have these available at school on Tuesday that your parents can pick up, and y'all are encouraged to make something to remember this season. I know some of you probably don't want to remember this season of being stuck at home because of some virus, but you know what? I want you to know that God is working even during this time to take care of you, to protect you, to teach you things, to draw you closer as a family, and I don't want you to forget this. So I have a few examples of what your memorial might look like. Maybe you paint some rocks. Maybe you put these rocks in a flower garden, a flower bed, in a certain beautiful arrangement. Maybe you just stack them in a neat way. But this is an activity that I encourage you guys to do together as a family to remember how God has taken care of you during this season. So, I think that's about all that I have for you today, and I cannot wait to see all of you soon. Today is the last normal, oh goodness, that's embarrassing. Hang on just a second, y'all, my phone's ringing. Oh, it's Miss Holly. Hi, Miss Holly. Oh no, calm down, I can't quite hear you, hang on. What is it now? She's crying. What? Oh, no. Oh my goodness, Leroy the llama is missing. Oh my goodness, Miss Holly, I'll be right there. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry to cut this short. Leroy the llama is missing from Miss Holly's classroom.